Welcome to UPCIMP Current Affairs Relevant Statistics Topic 7. New topic: measurement of the earthquakes is done according to the magnitude or intensity of the shock. Magnitude scale. Magnitude is the amount of the energy released and is based on the direct measurement of the size of the seismic wave. The magnitude scale is known as the Richter scale. The Richter magnitude scale was developed in 1935 by Charles F. Richards as the mathematical device to compare the size of the earthquake. The magnitude of an earthquake is determined from the logarithm of the amplitude of the waves recorded by seismographs. Because of the logarithmic basis of the scale, each whole number increase in magnitude represents a tenfold increase in the measured amplitude as an estimate of energy. Each whole number step in the magnitude scale correspond to the release of the about 31 times more energy than the amount associated with the preceding whole number value. Intensity scale. The intensity of an earthquake is measured in the term of its effects on human life. The intensity of an earthquake at a specific location depends on the number of factors: the total amount of energy released, the distance from the epicenters, the type of the rocks, and the degree of the consolidation. The Mercalli intensity scale is used to measuring the intensity of an earthquake. The scale quantifies the effects of an earthquake on the Earth's surface, humans, object of nature, and man-made structure on the scale of through 12 with I denoting not filled and 12 to total destruction. 1 through 12 with 1 denoting not filled and 12 total destruction. Data is gathered from individuals who have experience at the quake, and intensity value will be given to their location. New topic: as the summer sets in and the sun shifts northward, the wind circulation over the subcontinent undergoes the complete reversal at the both lower as well as the upper levels. By the middle of the July, lower pressure belt near the surface, termed as the intertropical convergence zones, shift northward roughly parallel to the Himalayas between 20° north to 25° north. By this time, the westerly jet stream withdraw from the Indian regions. In fact, meteorologists have found an interrelation between the northward shift of the equatorial zones and the withdrawal of the westerly jet stream from the over the North Indian plain. At upper level, the easterly jet stream flows over the southern part of the peninsula in June and has maximum speed of 19 km per hour. In August, it is confined to 15° north latitude, and in September up to 22° north latitude. The eastern lies normally do not extend to the north of 13° north latitude in the upper atmosphere. New topic: a volcano is a place where gases, ashes, or molten rocks material, lava, escape to the ground. A volcano is called an active volcano if the materials mentioned are being released or have been released out in the recent past. The layer below the solid crust is the mantle. It has higher density than that of the crust. The mantle contains a weaker zone called asthenosphere. It is a from this that the molten rocks material find their way to the surface. Volcanoes are classified on the basis of the nature of the eruption and the form development at the surface. Major types of the volcanoes are as follows: shield volcanoes. Bearing the basalt flows, the shield volcanoes are the largest of all the volcanoes on the earth. Hawaiian volcanoes are the most famous example. These volcanoes are mostly made up of the basalt, a type of the lava that is very fluid when erupted. For this reason, these volcanoes are not steep. They become explosive if somehow water gets into the vent. Otherwise, they are characterized by the low explosivity. The upcoming lava moves in the form of fountain and throws out the cone at the top of the vent and develops into the cinder cone. Composite volcano. These volcanoes are characterized by the eruption of the cooler and more viscous lavas than basalt. Composite volcano. These volcanoes are characterized by the eruption of the cooler and more viscous lavas than basalt. These volcanoes often result in the explosive eruption. Along with the lava, larger quantities of the pyroclastic materials and ashes find their way to the ground. These materials accumulates in the vicinity of the vent opening, leading to formation of the layers, and this makes the mountains appear as a composite volcanoes. Composite volcanoes, also known as stratovolcanoes, are tall, steep-sided volcanoes formed from the alternating layers of the lava flows, ash, and other volcanic debris. They are characterized by their distinctive conical shapes and their explosive eruption. Some of the features of the composite volcanoes are steep-sided cone shape. Composite volcanoes have a tall conical shapes with a steep-sided that can reach up to the 13 degrees. Crater. At the summit of the volcano, there is often a blow-shaped depression called crater. This is the vent through which the lava, ash, and other organic materials are ejected during an eruption. Lava flow. Composite volcanoes are typically composed of both explosive eruption and effusive eruption, which produce a lava flows. The lava flows from these volcanoes can be quite thick and viscous, meaning that they do not travel very far from the vent. Lahars. Composite volcanoes are prone to producing lahars, which are fast moving mud flows that are triggered by the volcanic activities. Lahars can be highly destructive as they can carry a large boulders, trees, and other debris and can travel many kilometers from the volcano. Calendra. These are the most explosive of the earth volcanoes. They are usually so explosive that when they erupt, they tend to collapse on themselves rather than building any tall structure. Collapse depression are called calendras. Their explosiveness indicates that the magma chambers supplying the lava is not only huge but also in close vicinity. Fluid basalt. The provinces these volcanoes outpour highly fluid lava that flow for a long distance. Some parts of the world are covered by the thousands of the square kilometer of the thick basalt lava flows. There can be a series of the flow with some flows attaining a thickness of more than 15 meter. Individually flows may extend for hundreds of the kilometer. Deccan traps from the India presently covering most of the Maharashtra plateau are much larger fluid basalt provinces. It is believed that initially the trap formation covered a much larger area than the present. Mid-oceanic ridge volcanoes. The volcanoes occurs in the oceanic areas. There is a system of mid-oceanic ridge more than 17,000 km long that stretches through all the ocean basins. The central portion of this ridge experiences frequent eruption. New topic. As the monsoon winds approaches the Indian subcontinent, their southwesterly direction is modified by the relief and thermal low pressure over the northwest India. The monsoon approaches the land masses in two branches, the Arabian Sea branch and the Bay of Bengal branch. The monsoon winds originated over the Arabian Sea split into the three branches. Its one branch is obstructed by the Western Ghats. They bring heavy rainfall in the windward side of the Sahyadri and western coastal plains. Another branch of the Arabian Sea monsoon strikes the coast of the north of Mumbai, moving along the Narmada and Tapi river valleys, and this wind causes rainfall in extensive areas of the central India. A third branch of this monsoon wind strikes the Saurashtra Peninsula and the Kutch. It then passes over the West Rajasthan along the Aravallis, causing only a scanty rainfall. In Punjab and Haryana, it to join the Bay of Bengal branches. These two branches reinforce by each other and causes rain in the western Himalayas. The Bay of Bengal branches strikes the coast of the Myanmar and parts of the southeast Bengal, but the Arakan hills along the coast of the Myanmar deflect the big portion of this branch toward the Indian subcontinent. The monsoon therefore enters the West Bengal and Bangladesh from the south and southeast instead of from the southwesterly direction. New topic: recent contest driving holistic action for urban rivers. DHARA. The driving holistic action for urban rivers. DHARA conference was organized recently by National Mission for Clean Ganga and National Institute of Urban Affairs in Pune. National Institute of Urban Affairs in Pune. DHARA is the annual meeting of the member of the River Cities Alliance. DHARA is the annual meeting of the member of the River City Alliance. It provides a platform to co-learn and discuss the solution for managing our local water resource. One of the thrust areas of the Urban 20 initiative is to proclaim urban water security, and DHARA 2023 is a snack with the Urban 20 as a healthy river are vital to enhancing overall water security. About River City Alliance. It is a collaborative effort between the National Mission for Clean Ganga and National Institute of Urban Affairs. It is a collaborative effort between National Mission for Clean Ganga and National Institute for Urban Affairs. It is launched by Minister of Jal Shakti along with the Minister of the Housing and Urban Affairs. Minister of Jal Shakti and Minister of the Housing and Urban Affairs. River City Alliance started with 30 cities in 2021 and currently has 95 cities as a member across India. The alliance is open to all river cities of India. Any river cities can join the alliance at any time. The alliance focuses on three broad themes: networking, capacity building, and technical support. Networking, capacity building, and technical support. It is a dedicated platform for river cities in India to in-depth discuss and exchange the information for sustainable management of the urban rivers, such as minimizing their water footprint, reducing the impact on river and water bodies, capitalizing on the natural intangible architectural heritage and associated service, and develop a self-sufficient, self-sustainable water resource through recycling and reuse strategy. New topic: India is known for its herbs and spices for an ancient time. Some 2000 plants have been described in Ayurveda and at least 500 are in regular use. The World Conservation Union Red List has named 352 medicinal plants, of which 52 are critically threatened and 49 endangered. The commonly used plant in India are Sarpagandha, used to treat blood pressure, and it is found only in India. Sarpagandha, used to treat blood pressure, it is found only in India. Jamun, the juice from the ripe fruits is used to prepare vinegar, which is a carminative and diuretic and has digestive properties. The powder of this seed is used for controlling diabetes. Arjun, a fresh juice of the leaves is a cure for irritation. It is also used to regulate blood pressure. Babul, leaves are used as a cure for eye sore. It is gum is used as a tonic. Neem has a high antibiotic and antibacterial properties. Neem has high antibiotic and antibacterial properties. Tulsi is used to cure cough and cold. Tulsi is used to cure cough and cold. Kanchanar, it is used to cure asthma and ulcer. The roots are good for digestive problems. Kanchanar, it is used to cure asthma and ulcer. The buds and roots are good for digestive problems. New topic: Karewas are the thick deposits of the glacial clay and other materials embedded with the moraines. The Kashmir Himalayas are also famous for Karewas formation, which are useful for cultivation of the saffron, a local variety of the saffron. Saffron, a local variety of saffron. The extension of the peninsular plateau can be seen as far as Jaisalmer in the west, where it has been covered by the longitudinal sand ridges and crescent-shaped sand dunes called barchans. To the northwest of the Aravalli Hills lies the Great Indian Deserts. It is the land of the undulating topography dotted with the longitudinal dunes and barchans. These regions receive a low rainfall below 150 mm per year, hence it has an arid climate with a low vegetation cover. It is because of these characteristic features of this is also known as a Marusthali. Marusthali. Mrudusthali. Dehradun. Dehradun. Dehradun is the largest of all the dunes with the approximate length of 34 to 45 km and width of 22 to 25 km. In the Great Himalayan Range, the valleys are mostly inhabited by the Bhotiyas. These are nomadic groups who migrate to Bogayals, the summer grasslands in the higher reaches during the summer month and return to the valleys during the winter. The famous Valley of the Flowers is also situated in this region. Dehradun. New topic. Earthquake focus depth is an important factor in shaping the characteristics of the wave and the damage they inflict. The focal depth can be deep from 300 to 700 km, intermediate 60 to 300 km, or shallow less than 60 km. Deep focus earthquake are really destructive because the wave amplitude is greatly attenuated by the time it reaches the surface. Shallow focus earthquakes are more common and are extremely damaging because of their close proximity to the surface. Shallow focus earthquakes are more common and are extremely damaging because of the close proximity to the surface. The main seismic belts are as under: Circum-Pacific Belt. The belt includes the coastal margins of the North America, South America, East Asia. North America, South America, and East Asia. These are the represent the eastern, western margins of the Pacific Ocean respectively, and account for about 65% of the total earthquake of the world. Belts include the coastal margin of the North America, South America, and East Asia. The western marginalized zones are represented by the Rockies and the Andes mountain chains. These are also zones of the convergent plate boundaries where the Pacific Ocean plate is subducted below the American plates. Pacific Oceanic plate is subducted below the American plates. The eastern marginal zones are represented by the island of the arcs of the Kamchatka, Sakhalin, Japan, and Philippines. The earthquakes are caused due to the collision of the Pacific and Asiatic plate and the consequent volcanic activity. Japan recorded about 1,500 seismic shocks every year. Mid-continental belts. Mid-continental belts include the Alpine Mountains and their offshoots in Europe, Mediterranean Sea, Northern Africa, Eastern Africa, and the Himalayas. The mid-continental belt extends through the Suleiman Kirthar zones in the west, the Himalayas in the north, and Myanmar in the east. This belt represents the weaker zones of the fold mountains. About 21% of the total seismic events are recorded in this belt. Mid-Atlantic Ridge Belt. Mid-Atlantic Ridge belts include Mid-Atlantic Ridge and several islands near the ridge. It records moderate earthquakes which are caused due to the moving of the plates in opposite directions. The sea floor spreading and fissure type of the volcanic eruption causes earthquake of moderate intensity in this region. New topic. Ocean currents are likely river flow in the ocean. They represent a regular volume of water in definite path and direction. The oceanic currents may be classified based on their depth as surface currents and deep water currents. Surface current constituted about 10% of the all the water in the ocean. These waters are the upper 400 meters of the ocean. Deep water currents make up the other 90% of the ocean water. Deep water currents make up the other 90% of the ocean water. This water move around the ocean basin due to variation in the density and gravity. Deep water sink into the deep ocean basin at high latitudes where the temperature are cold enough to causes the density to increase. Ocean currents can also classify based on the temperature as a cold current and warm currents. Cold currents bring cold water into warm water areas. These currents are usually found on the west coast of the continents in the low and middle latitudes, true in both the hemisphere, and on the east coast of the higher latitudes in the northern hemisphere. New topic. Most of the ranges in the northeast India are separated from each other by numerous small rivers. The Barak is an important river in Manipur and Mizoram. The Barak is an important river in Manipur and Mizoram. The physiography of the Manipur is unique by the presence of the large lake known as the Loktak Lake at the center, surrounded mountains from all the sides. Loktak Lake, Manipur. Mizoram, which is also known as a molasses basin, is made up of the soft unconsolidated deposits. Most of the rivers in Nagaland from the tributary of the Brahmaputra, while two rivers of the Mizoram and Manipur are the tributaries of the Barak River, which in turn is the tributary of Meghna. The river in the eastern parts of the Manipur are the tributary of the Chindubin, which in turn the tributary of the Irrawaddy of the Myanmar. They are flanked by the Nepal Himalayas in the west and Bhutan Himalayas in the east. It is relatively small but is the most significant parts of the Himalayas, known for its fast flowing rivers such as the Tista. It is the region of the high mountain peaks like Kanchenjunga or Kanchanagiri and deep valleys. New topic. Siwalik Range, also called Siwalik Hills or Outer Himalayas. Siwalik, also spelled Siwalik, is the sub-Himalayan range of the northern Indian subcontinent. It extends west-northwestward for more than 1000 miles, that is 1600 km, from the Tista River in Sikkim state, northeastern India through the Nepal, across the northwestern India and into northern Pakistan. Though the only 10 miles, 60 km wide in place, the range has an average elevation of 3000 to 4000 feet, that is 900 to 1200 meters. It rises abruptly from the plains of the Indus and Ganges rivers south and parallel to the main range of the Himalayas north, from which it is separated by valleys. Siwaliks are sometimes considered to include the southern foothills of the Assam Himalayas, which extend eastward for 400 miles, that is 614 kilometers, across the southern Bhutan to the bend of the Brahmaputra rivers. The range proper, to which the name of Siwalik from Sanskrit meaning belonging to the god Shiva, was firmly restricted is the 200 miles, that is 320 km of the foothills in India, extending from the Ganges river at Haridwar, Uttarakhand state, northwestward to the Bias river. Vindhya range is broken ranges of the hills forming the southern escarpment of the central upland of India. From the Gujarat state on the west, it extends about 675 miles, 1086 km, across the Madhya Pradesh state to about the on the Ganges or Ganga river valley near Varanasi, Uttar Pradesh. The mountains forms the southern edge of the Malwa plateau and then divided into two branches, the Kimur range running north of the Son river into the western Bihar state, and the southern branches running between the upper reaches of the Son and Narmada river to meet the Satpur range in the Maikala range or Amarkantak plateau. The Satpur range is formed by the series of the scrap plateaus on the south, generally at an elevation varying between 600 to 900 meter above the mean sea level. This is formed the northmost boundary of the Deccan Plateau. It is a classical example of the relic mountain, which are highly dunded and form a discontinuous range. New topic. Wind and water are powerful agents of the soil erosion because of their ability to remove the soil and transport it. Wind erosion is significant in arid and semi-arid regions. In regions with heavy rainfall and steep slopes, erosion by running water is a more significant. Water erosion, which is a more serious and occurs extensively in different parts of the India, take place mainly in the form of sheet and gully erosion. Sheet erosion takes place on level lands after heavy showers, and the soil removal is not easily noticeable, but it is harmful since it removes the finer and more fertile topsoil. Gully erosion is a common steep slope. Gullies deepen with the rainfall, cutting the agricultural lands into a small fragment and making them unfit for cultivation. A region with a large number of the deep gullies or ravines is called as badlands. Ravines are widespread in the Chambal basin. Besides this, they are also found in Tamil Nadu and West Bengal. New topic. Recent content. Supreme Court said the Constitution does not allow a nominated member or alderman of the municipalities the right to vote in meeting. The Supreme Court said that the Constitution does not allow nominated member or alderman of the municipality the right to vote in meeting. Alderman refer to a member of the city's council or municipal body with exact responsibility depending on the location of its uses. It is derived from Old English. Alderman refer to a member of the city council or municipal body with exact responsibility depending on the location of its uses. Historical linkage. It is originally referred to elder of a clan or tribe, though soon it became a term the king's viceroys regardless of age. Soon it denoted a more specific title, chief magistrates of the country, having the both civic and military duties. As the time passed, it became particularly associated with the guilds, with chiefs or leaders being referred to as aldermen. In the 12th century Common Era, guilds become increasingly associated with the municipal government. The term came to be used for officers of the municipal body. This is the sense in which it is used today. The scenario in Delhi. As per the Delhi Municipal Corporation Act of 1957, 10 people over the age of 25 can be nominated to the corporation by administrator, the lieutenant governor. These people are expected to have a special knowledge or experience in the municipal administration. They are meant to assist the house in taking a decision of public importance. New topic. The Himalayan ranges show a succession of the vegetation from the tropical to tundra, which changes with altitudes. Deciduous forests are found in the foothills of the Himalayas. It is succeeded by the wet temperature type of the forest between altitude of 1000 to 2000 meter. In the higher hills range of the northeastern India, hilly areas of the West Bengal and Uttaranchal, evergreen broadleaf trees such as oak, chestnut are predominant. Between 1500 to 1715 meter, pine forests are also well developed in these zones, with a chair pine as a very useful commercial trees. Deodar, a highly value endemic species, grow mainly in the western part of the Himalayan range. Deodar is a durable wood mainly used in construction activity. Similarly, the chinar and the walnut, which is sustain the famous Kashmir handicrafts, belong to these zones. Chinar and walnut, which is sustain the famous of Kashmir handicrafts, belong to this zone. Blue pine and spruce appears at the altitude of 2225 to 3014 meter. At many places in this zone, temperate grassland are also found. But in the higher reaches, there is a transition to alpine forests and pastures. silver firs, junipers, pines, beech, and rhododendrons, etc. occurs between 3000 to 4000 meter. However, these postures are used extensively for transhumance by the tribes like Gujjar, Bakrawals, and Bhotias and the Gaddis. Southern slopes of the Himalayas carry a thicker vegetation cover because of the relatively higher precipitation than the drier north-facing slope. At higher altitude, mosses and lynches form part of the tundra's vegetation. Bye. Thank you so much.